Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I hope my voice is clearly audible. Is it clearly audible to everyone? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thank
Yes,
you. All right. So, first of all, welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar on the Advanced AI course by UP Educators. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining this session today. This is a webinar on this course that we have created for educators, and I will be talking about this course in this webinar. Let me just share my screen. I'll start with an introduction of UP Educators. I'll introduce myself as well, and then we'll start with this webinar. Let me just share my screen now. All right, so I'll introduce the company Up Educators. The motto of our company is to update, uplift, upkeep, upgrade, and upskill educators. We are a Google for Education partner company. We are in academic partnership with Cambridge International Education, Skill India, STEM.org, Intel Skill for Innovation, Autumn, NASCOM, and ATHI. These are all our academic partnerships. We are India's leading institute to offer instructor-led training courses to educators. We upskill educators to teach with a focus on 21st century pedagogy, AI tools, innovative teaching practices, and digital tools. The goal of this upskilling is to enhance the learning experiences and improve the learning outcomes. We've trained 1 lakh plus educators as of now. We've trained educators from 20,000 plus schools and colleges. We've trained educators from 25 plus countries as well. We've got the largest teacher community on social media with 5 lakh plus followers in India. We've got 4.8 out of 5 rating on Google reviews, which has been rated by 4,000 plus educators. UP Educators organize international Olympiads for educators, and annually 25,000 plus teachers participate in these subject-wise Olympiads organized by UP Educators. For conducting these Olympiads, we were covered by Zee News, Hindustan Time, Business Standards, as well as the print. These are the different Olympiads that we conduct. So we conduct International Primary Teachers Olympiad, International English Teachers Olympiad, Science Teachers Olympiad, Pre-Primary Teachers Olympiad, Math Teachers Olympiad, International Digital Teachers Olympiad, and also International AI for Innovative Teaching Olympiad. Some of the initiatives by UP Educators. So firstly, UP Educators in partnership with Google for Education has launched the largest nationwide AI training program to upskill over 10,000 plus educators across India in AI literacy and practical classroom uses of AI tools. And this is a completely free program and free session that we are giving to teachers in partnership with Google. UP Educators, again in partnership with Google for Education, is training 20,000 plus faculty and students across India, building AI ready campuses aligned with national education policy. This is also a free initiative. UP Educators has also built India's first AI platform for educators. Not just for educators, it's for students and parents as well. The name of this platform is Up Educate AI, and this platform works completely offline on Intel powered laptops. So it's an AI platform which works offline as well. UP Educators is in association with NASCOM Future Skill, offers an advanced AI course for educators accredited by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. And this is the certification for which I'm going to talk about in detail in this AI program that I'm going to talk about. This certification, this government certification, is also a part of that course. Next, UP Educators, again in collaboration with Google, is training 20,000 plus teachers across India on information literacy, as AI makes it harder to distinguish between real and fake information. This initiative aims to equip educators with critical skills to identify, verify, and responsibly use information. Now I'll introduce myself as well. My name is Ankita Shah. I'm a Google certified trainer and a Microsoft certified trainer with 6 years of teaching experience. I have trained over 8,000 plus educators as of now on AI tools. I have trained 1,000 plus educators on Google and Microsoft certified educators course. Now I'm going to start with this session, and at the end of this session, you all are going to receive a certificate of participation. So stay tuned till the end of the session. The outline of today's webinar. What are we going to do? This is a 1 hour webinar, and in this session, I'll talk about why AI matters for teachers today, why teachers need to become, AI savvy, they need to empower themselves, why is it so important? Second, I'm going to give a quick demo of some of the AI tools in with practical examples. Of course, this is a 1 hour session. We can't give a lot of demos over here. Just one or two things, I'll show you all. I'll be talking about the Up Educators AI course, the Advanced AI course for educators. I'll give you the course overview. I'll tell you about the course syllabus highlights. I'll be sharing the details about the certification as well as the fees. And then if at the end you have any questions, you can ask. All right, so I'm going to start with why teachers need to become AI savvy. And I want everybody to participate. I want you all to tell me, why do you think it's important for teachers to learn about artificial intelligence and integrate AI into education? So I want you all to turn on your microphones. You can write in the chat as well. Anyone who would like to answer, why is it important? Why are you here actually? You're here, of course, to learn about AI. So why do you think it's so important?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, as AI is everywhere, so why not in education? And as per the teachers are concerned, they will be having so much of things related to the projects and related to the presentations and uploadings, and so many things are there. So why not to use AI as a tool to reduce our time and do the quality work as well as the things we can do it efficiently. So I think AI is best for the teachers.
Yes, teachers can save time, produce quality work when they are using AI for sure.
Yes.
Anything else? Anyone else wants to add anything? Anyone? You can write in the chat as well. I'm getting yes, Vandana ma'am. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Faster growth.
Good
Okay.
evening.
Yes. Good.
We all are smart teachers. But till date, we were using the method chalk and talk. But
Right.
nowadays, children, they want something which should come in front of them like a movie. If they see all these
Correct.
things, they know everything in a better way. All 3D they want, nothing like chalk and talk. It's the time is over now. What we say, you just believe it. This time is over now for them. Thank
Correct.
you.
I absolutely agree. So the chalk and talk method is now completely outdated. That is, the future is digital content and digital ways of showing information and conducting the session. So that is, we have to be futuristic. Even if your organization currently relies more on this method, in future you will see more digital content being used in the classroom, because that's the current generation. The generation that we are teaching, we are preparing to teach generation alpha. They are not going to, you will not be able to grab their attention using the chalk and talk method. So yeah, I agree. Anyone else who would like to add something now? So I got two answers: to save time and produce quality work, and we to use digital content, multimedia content, movies and videos and everything. Anything else?
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
I feel as our students have already become these AI savvy students, so we need to also upgrade and upskill ourselves. So that is why we joined this course also.
Exactly. That is also a valid reason. Students are tech savvy, they're AI savvy, and we have to be, ahead of them when we are using AI in the classroom. So definitely that is one of the reasons that we need to become AI savvy. So now let me just share some of the reasons that I have added over here. The first reason, which already I spoke about, is digital and multimodal content. We cannot use the outdated methods anymore. We are preparing to teach generation alpha, which is the most digitally native generation yet. Their attention span is shrinking. We can't use those traditional methods anymore. You won't be able to grab their attention. You have to learn how to use technology, how to use AI to create amazing digital and multimodal content, and it is free, it's available, so for everyone. It's just that maybe you've not tried it, you have not spent time doing that research, but we have done all that for you. So you will learn how to create educational videos, create simulations, create 3D models, create quizzes, games, activities, so many things in a very, very engaging way, which is going to be personalized for them, which is going to be engaging for them. So you can grab more attention, and this would actually reduce their cognitive load as well when you deliver content using multimedia content. Next reason is to improve efficiency. This also, we spoke that yes, AI helps us save a lot of time, right? AI helps us save a lot of time. We can improve our efficiency with the help of AI. Next reason is the national education policy. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. National education policy, because NEP mentions about integration of technology in the classroom in its key principles. Okay. In its key principles, they've mentioned about integration of technology. Now, if teachers are not using technology, how will they integrate it in the education, right? So that is another reason why you need to become AI savvy. Personalization. We were raised in an education system which was same for all, right? Same assessment, same content, same, same exams, same instructions. That's not the case anymore. We need to create personalized resources for students. We need to understand the adaptive learning method. We need to think how we can create content that is adaptive, that is personalized, that caters to all types of learners. And this is not easy without the use of technology. You cannot uh, do this without the use of AI, because it's very difficult to create content. Let's say to explain a chapter, you are creating, like you've grouped your students as per their likes and dislikes, as per their background, as per their hobbies, as per their interest. You've grouped them into 4 sections. Your class. Now, to create the same content that you want to modify as per these different groups based on their hobbies, likes and dislikes, their backgrounds, and all the information that you've collected about your students. You've collected all of those data about your students, and now you would like to use it to personalize the content. But when it comes to actually doing that without use of AI, it's very time taking. But AI can do it in a minute, and that you will learn in the program. How can you personalize the content, and how can you also create adaptive learning resources, adaptive learning assessments? How can you do that as well with the use of AI? Next is to bridge the digital gap. So a survey shows that grade 3 students are more tech savvy than 90% of teachers in India. It is sad, but it is the reality. Teachers are not, at that level, because currently even grade 4, 5 students know how to use AI. They are using it at home. So if what happens is that, when teachers are not tech savvy, they're not comfortable with, this, and they're not empowered themselves with this, they either avoid using technology in the classroom. Even if they're doing it, they sometimes ask their students to help. They're asking people to help. And what happens is, when you ask your students to help, they start taking the teachers for granted. They feel that they know everything because they're better than you when it comes to technology. So they sometimes even make fun of teachers. We cannot allow that. We have to be ahead of our students when it comes to integrating technology in the classroom, right? So to bridge the digital gap, that's also very, very important. Another reason is that the global AI and education market was worth $2.5 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach $88.2 billion by 2032. So this data is huge. The AI and education market is going to increase 40 times in the next 10 years, which is huge, right? Which means that it is going to be a very, very important skill in future. So this projected market growth reflects a transformative expansion and increasing demand for AI proficiency among educators. This is definitely the need of the hour, and this is the right time to learn about it and start integrating that in the classroom. Moving on to some examples and some live demonstration. Introduction to new age AI. What is new age AI? So see, AI has evolved in just 3 years. 3 years ago, the way we were using AI, currently it's completely, different. I don't know how many of y'all have been using AI for the past 3 years, so you know how things have evolved. But I'll show you how how things have evolved. So earlier we were using AI to generate just text-based responses, right? Giving prompts, and AI was creating lesson plans for us. AI was creating question papers, content for us. All of these, changing the level of the explanations, giving real-world examples, analogies. We were doing it for, we were using AI for that, earlier. We are using that. We're doing that currently as well. But now it is not just something that will give you text-based static content. It gives you interactive and more engaging content. The same AI tools that you were using 3 years ago, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Meta, Grok, whichever tool you prefer, Copilot, whichever tool you were using 3 years ago, currently these tools have got some, a lot of other advanced features, and those are all free.
Hello.
Right? Now, currently, what can we do with AI? We can create interactive lessons, quizzes, infographics, games in minutes. Okay, ready to use material, not like just text-based responses. You can generate questions or question papers or quizzes with drag and drop design. Ready-made educational templates can be used. You can create visuals, animations, interactivities in just minutes now. So teaching has shifted from content creation to student engagement. You need to spend less time designing and more time teaching. Earlier, teachers were creating designs and presentations and things using tools like Canva, PowerPoint, and they were spending a lot of time designing and creating these things. Now that's done in seconds. So you can spend more time on the important things rather than designing and creating these visuals and spending 2-3 hours doing that. Content creation is not required anymore. You just need to think of how do you engage your students, because that's something we can do very easily now. How many of y'all have heard about the term vibe coding? It's a buzzword. It's not a very new word. We've been doing this for the past 2 years. Tools like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, they have been offering this feature for free for at least 2 years now. It's a free feature available. How many of you have tried or heard about vibe coding? Anyone? No idea? Okay, no idea. Nobody has got an idea about vibe coding, where you can build apps and websites, simulations, games, activities, quizzes. Um, all of these things you can make with the help of AI. Nobody heard about this? Yes,
Yes, we
Richa
only
ma'am.
have to put the prompt into the AI and then they will make us the whole game and quizzes.
Have you
Either
tried
it can
it?
be skin. Yes, I have.
Yes, amazing. So I have one participant who's tried it. Richa ma'am, have you tried it? Ms. Richa, you've raised your hand. Okay. All right, so vibe coding is basically coding using natural language, where you will be able to build your websites, applications, you will be able to build games, simulations to explain any concept to your students. You will be able to create detailed lessons, interactive lessons for your students with questions, with games, activities integrated into it. You will be able to create flashcards, interactive flashcards, audio-based material as well, quizzes. A lot of things are there that you will be able to do with the help of vibe coding. It simply means to write your instructions in your natural language, just explaining or describing the vibe, the ideas, and the requirements, and then AI just converts it into a working application. Okay, let me just show you some examples of interactive quizzes and infographics and things like this. So I just gave an instruction over here. Please generate an interactive worksheet with 10 MCQ questions on the topic of force and motion for grade 6. Okay, and then there were some other instructions, but I just want to show you all the output. So on the right hand side, you can see my output. I will be able to open it in a full screen mode as well. It allows me to download this material. It allows me to copy the link and share it with anyone. I'm going to copy the link and open this here so that I can show you the entire view of what it has created with the help of vibe coding. So it's a quiz on the topic force and motion for grade 6. It gives me a link. Now I will be able to share this link with my students as well, or I can use it in the classroom as well. I just need to enter my name here. I can write my grade and then I can click on start test. I will be getting questions. These are not, just static questions. I will be able to select an answer. Next. It depends if you want to get the feedback immediately, that's also possible. Currently, I have not asked for that. Whatever you want, you just simply ask. You want a timer over here, you can do that. You want that after every click, they should be able to see the correct and incorrect answer, or they should be able to get a feedback after every click. That's also possible. See, now I have my entire report. 5 out of 10 is my score, and this is the correct. I can see my correct, incorrect answers. Everything is available over here, and then I can start over again and try again if I want to. Again, I can try again like this. This is called an interactive material. I'll show you more examples of this interactive material. In this one, I have created the journey through the human body, where I want my students to watch a YouTube video. It's a YouTube video. They can just click on play and the video would start. And after watching the video, they learn about few things. And then they have, this is completely activity based. I have drag and drop. So they drag and drag the organs to match it with the organ system. If they give an incorrect answer, if I given this is brain, I'm putting it in excretory system, it gives a feedback immediately. Brain does not belong to the excretory system. Next, I have a section where my students would learn about the key definitions, and it's interactive. So people will have to click. Okay, click and reveal. This is click and reveal. They click and they learn. They click and they learn. Then after they've learned this, there are some flashcards also that would help them learn with the help of an image. Okay, next. You can see how I'm able to flip like this. Okay. Then I have a drag and drop section. I can again drag and label it. So this is label the organs. I have to drag and label like this. Then I have got multiple choice questions. So I have added so many different activities. There are 5 questions here and my scores are getting recorded. You can see right now my score is 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5. Then I have another section here. Again, some more questions. True or false I've added here. Then I have added some fill in the blanks also. Students will write an answer and check immediately, get a feedback. I have added matching questions. They have to drag and they have to drop like this. Incorrect answer, I have to try again. Then I have a section where students can ask a question using Google Gemini. So this kind of engaging lessons can be created for your students, where students are learning at the same time they are able to apply their knowledge in these activities. You can create flashcards. This is for pre-primary teachers. What I'm showing currently, the vibe coding thing is useful for all the teachers, whichever grade you're teaching, from pre-primary to higher education, it is going to be useful for everyone. Whatever examples I'm showing, don't go with that. There are amazing higher grades topics on which it creates amazing simulations, 3D models, amazing, interesting lessons that it can create for you. So it doesn't matter which grade you're teaching. Yes, Ms. Shobita, you've raised your hand.
Get this one. In
Sorry?
Gemini AI, when we open it, we are not able to see this option, interactive mode. So how could we get it?
See, this is not a session where I'll show you the steps and I'll give a tutorial on that. Okay, I'm just going to show you a few examples of what you will be learning in the program. All right. So it's not going to be on teaching, just giving a demo that, see, this is also possible. These are free features which has been there. How do you do that? You will be learning in the session. Okay.
A say anar.
See, this is a flashcard where I have added the audio as well.
A say E. E say Emily. E. E say E.
I can just jump. These buttons are going to work. So if I
say Anak.
If I want to click here,
say Angur.
See, I can jump from here also. I can click this button also. I can click on consonants or vyanjan, and I have all the consonants also. All right. Then I can create different types of infographics. I'm going to show you something that I actually created at least 1.5 years ago. Now you can even create better than this, but I'll just give you an example. I want to teach my students a process of something. Okay, let's say for here I've taken a very basic example of water cycle. Okay, how the entire cycle happens. So instead of showing them a presentation with all the images and things, I will have created an infographic like this, which is like kind of a, I'll say, a GIF. So if I click on evaporation, you'll see the water starts evaporating. Can you see this? Water started evaporating. I can click on condensation and the color of the cloud is changing. I can click on precipitation, it starts raining. If I click on collection, the water level increases. See? So it's the entire cycle can be explained. And yes, the definition or the explanation is also is available over here. You can create 3D models very easily. Okay, let me show you one example of a 3D model. You just add an image. This I created on Google Gemini. You just add an image and you just ask it to create a 3D model. And this is on, see, atoms, electron, proton, neutron. If I click, this blue one is an electron. So I can just click and it just comes up over here, as you can see. You can create amazing quizzes. I just showed an example. I'm showing one more. Okay, again, it's a quiz on fractions. I can select an answer. It gives me the feedback immediately. See, it gives me a feedback. At the end, I will be able to, like, at the end, I'm going to get a full report on this. Okay. See, I've got my full report. I've got 1 star over here. If I want to add more things to it, let's say at the end, once they have submitted the response, they've got the report, I want them to have a button which will allow them to download a certificate based on their performance. Based on let's say I got 1 star here. So based on my performance, I'll get a certificate. I'll be able to download it as a PDF or as an image. I can add that over here. So we can actually build with the help of prompts. Okay, we can just write that at the end, I want this. Done. It will do that for you. So anything you want to do, it's just prompting. You just write prompts to be able to achieve these things. These are absolutely free features. Completely free. Canva allows it for free. Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, all of these tools, they all have been giving this feature for free. This is a game. I created a Jeopardy game. I uploaded a chapter from the textbook, and based on that chapter, I wanted the questions. Okay. So here's a question. Once my students give an answer, I'll click on show answer. They'll be able to see the answer. If this answer matches what my student said, I'll click on correct. So points will be added. If I click here, students gave a wrong answer. I'll click on wrong, and you can see points got deducted. Again, 100 ho gaya. Then I click on show. If it's correct, I'll click on correct. So 100 added. I'll click on show answer, correct, 200. So like this, it's a Jeopardy game which I created. You can create simulations and different type of resources over here. All right, so that's the vibe coding feature, which you will be learning in detail. You will be learning how to create a lot of things. It's going to be completely hands-on. Step by step, you will be learning, starting from something very basic as like a like a worksheet or like a lesson, then creating games, creating simulations, creating applications as well. All of these things, educational applications as per your requirements. Let's say you want an app where your students will be able to draw, and then after that you want to add some other layers to it, you want different levels, whatever you want based on your chapter, you can just create it. I'll show you some storybooks which I've created using Google Gemini.
Can you please share all the links that you are showing here of Gemini?
Yeah, I think we will share the presentation with you all. Okay.
In the chat, so we can practice it right now on the spot.
Right. I'm just sharing it in the chat. Okay. Let me share this link. It has got multiple things, okay? You can try out all of them. I'm just sharing it in the chat. And just let me know if it's working for you. I've shared it in the chat. It has got, see, these are the different pages. You can just try it out. Yeah. So I'm going to show another thing. This is a flip book. Okay. It's a flip book which has images, which has a story. And you just have to flip it like this. Wait, it's still loading. See, this kind of flip books with consistent characters. if you have ever tried to create an educational story for your students, let's say you want to explain a concept with the help of a story, and you wanted the same characters, images also with the same characters, you would know how difficult it is to generate consistent characters using AI. Very difficult. But this one allows you to create exactly the same characters in different scenes, different backgrounds. See, the same character is here, here. Okay. Personalized flip books where the characters are actually the students in the class. So let's say this has got different characters, like there's Garvika, there's Kriya, Mahul. Okay, and they are all, let's say, students in my classroom. So when you create personalized stories, storybooks for your students to explain something, an educational topic, but every time you start your session, you're going to spend 5 minutes starting it with a story where AI has created it for you, but it is completely personalized. You whatever information you have about, let's say if you'll use 4 students, whatever information you have about those 4 students, you'll use that. They will be the main character. Their likes, dislikes, their friends, their over habits, their personalities. You will have to maintain you, because to personalize this experience, you need to maintain some data. You need to keep collecting. You need to have observation notes for all your students. That's how you start the personalization of the teaching, right? So use that information to create the storybooks for your students, which actually, where you students are the main characters, they're the heroes of the story. So they really enjoy, especially the pre-primary, primary students, they really enjoy this, creating flip books like this. You can share it with your students, you can present it in the classroom. See another one, same character. And just look at the quality of these images. Just look at the quality. It's just amazing. And this is not very recent. I created this also. Like all these material are not recent. Now it even creates, because it keeps on improving. Like AI just keeps on changing. It keeps on evolving. So now it even creates better than this. So this is again Google Gemini free version. In this program, of course, you will be learning how to create presentations. Presentation making is something we have an entire session, different tools, different ways to create amazing presentations. After this program, if you enroll, I can assure you that you will not spend time designing your slides. You will just work on what to deliver and how to deliver, not on the designing part. That is a guarantee. And without buying any paid tools, you will be able to design beautiful slides for your students in the classroom, and like in minutes. You just have to work on your content. Even there, AI helps you, like 50-60% of the work when it comes to what has to be delivered, that's also done by AI. But of course, when it comes to delivering, you have to personalize a little. You have to use your own ideas also. So what has to be delivered, what goes into the slides, and how do you deliver it? That is where you need to work and practice, not on designing. So that is for sure you're going to learn how to create engaging multimedia content. Another very, very important thing currently, students love watching videos, educational videos to learn about the concept. You will be learning how to create beautiful educational videos completely free. Okay. I'll show you a short video. I'll show you 2, 3 different videos. I'll show you a short video right now, which is not created by me, but it's a show on Hotstar, which is created on Mahabharat. I don't know how many of you all have heard about it or watched the show. Every Saturday, they release an episode on Mahabharat, which is completely AI generated. Anyone over here who's heard about it or watched a video or made their kids watch it, it's amazing. On Hotstar, they release an episode every Saturday. AI generated show, completely AI generated show. And anyone?
Yes,
No
ma'am,
idea?
I have seen there. I have seen that serial.
Mm-hmm. You've seen it? Like, what do you think about that show? It's completely AI generated.
Yes, ma'am. It is looking very beautiful, and students takes interest to watch these type of videos.
Yes, that's a great show to show your kids as well. I'll show you a short teaser of that show. Okay, so you know the kind of visuals they have created. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt. Can I speak?
Yeah. One second. I don't know why it's not. One second,
श्री
I'll
गणेश,
stop you.
जो दृश्य मेरे समक्ष प्रकट हो रहे हैं उन्हें लिखना आवश्यक है।
मेरी एक शर्त है, आपके शब्द कभी न थमे और मेरी लेखनी कभी न रुके। अगर आप रुक गए तो ये ग्रंथ लिखा नहीं जा सकेगा।
यही वो क्षण था जब धर्म स्वयं सभा में रो उठा, जब एक नारी के वस्त्र का अपमान समस्त आर्यवर्त के इतिहास को अग्नि बना गया और उसी अग्नि से जन्मा महाभारत। ये न सिर्फ युद्ध था, ये वो प्रलय था जिसमें स्वयं देवता भी कांप गए।
All right. So I think you all got the point. The kind of visuals they have created in this show. If you have never seen it, please watch an episode on Hotstar. The kind of visuals they have created. If they are going to use graphics to do that, if they are going to create with real artists, let's say it's going to be of a mega budget show. But this is AI generated. They have used multiple tools, AI tools, to create something like this. Now, if they can do this, can't we also create educational videos for our students? The answer is absolutely yes. And we don't even need paid tools for that. Let me show you few videos, okay, that I have created using free tools again. 1 second. This is something that I created. I'll show you 2-3 videos, okay? This is the first one. It's on
An
based on
electric
science.
circuit consists of a power source, connecting wires, a switch, and a device such as a bulb. Chemical reactions inside the battery create a potential difference, providing the energy needed to move electric charges. When the switch closes, it completes the circuit, and an electric field is established throughout the conducting wire. Free electrons drift from the negative terminal towards the positive terminal. This is opposite to the direction of conventional current. Inside the bulb, resistance converts electrical energy into heat and light, causing the filament to glow brightly. Opening the switch breaks the conducting path. The current stops, and the bulb turns off. That is a complete circuit.
Okay, so this was a video which I created with the help of prompt. Let me show you one more. This was on science. I'll show one more on history as well, because this is something which is very useful for history teachers especially.
Over 4,000 years ago, one of the world's earliest urban civilizations flourished near the Indus River. Cities such as Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were carefully planned, with straight roads and strong baked brick houses. Their remarkable drainage system connected homes to covered street drains, showing their advanced understanding of cleanliness and engineering. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro may have been used for important community or religious ceremonies. Skilled artisans made pottery, jewelry, and seals, while merchants traded goods with regions as distant as Mesopotamia. Farmers used the fertile river plains to grow wheat, barley, and pulses, supporting large and prosperous cities. Indus seals carried animal figures and mysterious symbols, possibly used for trade, identity, or administration. At Dholavira, people built reservoirs and channels to collect and conserve water in a dry environment. Its script remains undeciphered, and its decline is still debated, but its achievements continue to amaze us today.
Okay, so this I created from scratch, and like this, you will be able to create videos, educational videos on any topic. You can even add character, like you can add yourself in the video. Let me show
In
you one.
1920, Mahatma Gandhi.
So in this one, I just added an image of this lady, and you will see this lady conduct the in the entire video, she is the person who is talking, and she is just an image which I added in this AI tool. And just look at the output.
Gandhi launched the Non-Cooperation Movement, a nationwide campaign of peaceful resistance against British rule. The Rowlatt Act and the Jallianwala Bagh massacre had created deep anger and distrust towards the colonial government. Gandhi asked Indians to surrender British titles and boycott government schools, colleges, courts, and legislative councils. People boycotted foreign goods, promoted Swadeshi products, and wore khadi as a symbol of independence and self-reliance.
So you can actually be this character as well. Like you can create videos with your face. You will be the teacher who's explaining it, and you can see everything happening. So beautiful videos you'll be able to create with the help of AI. Let me show one more video. This is for pre-primary teachers. So if you want to create rhymes and poems and songs for your students, you can do that with the help of AI. The visuals that you will see here, that's also completely AI generated. I have used a tool which is called Pixverse to do that. But this is not something very new. Like the one that I showed, this I created recently with a free tool. It's a Google's product, Google's filmmaking application called Google Flow. This is using Pixverse, although now they are not free. I created it 1.5 years ago. Then it was free. Now it's not free. But anyways, I'll just show you the video. Okay, we can create this now with free tools also. This is not free.
Come sing with me from A to Z. A is for apple, so red and so sweet. B is for bunny with soft fluffy feet. C is for cat who purrs in the sun. D is for dog, always ready for fun. E is for elephant, big with a nose. F is for fish, in the water they go. G is for giraffe, with a neck up so high. H is for horse.
All right. So this is basically a video that I created. The song, the visuals, everything is AI generated. So video making is something that is, very, very important. It engages your students, and it helps you deliver the content very easily, whether it's science or history or geography or any topic. You can create, engaging videos for your students. Now the question is, can we create engaging content like this for our students? The answer is yes, if you learn the art of writing prompts. Because prompting is something which is one of the most important skill when it comes to using AI and creating engaging and interactive resources for your students. Prompt writing is very, very important skill. A high quality and a well-crafted prompt is the key to quality responses from AI. AI tools are as helpful as the instructions given to them. If you give a basic prompt, you will get a basic response. You need to learn how to give a high quality prompt, right? So that is something that you will be learning in the program. We have a session on prompt writing, the art of writing prompts as well. Now talking about some of the limitations of AI tools. So if you use ChatGPT, if you use Gemini, Copilot, whichever platform you're using, they have some limitations. What are those limitations? Firstly, you get generic responses. Okay, the responses are going to be based on the broad data set. They have got a huge amount of data. It gives you the responses from there. So the responses are going to be generic. It is not going to align with your specific requirements, your learning objectives, your educational board. It doesn't align with your local curriculum. It doesn't align with the syllabus. It will not align with all of that. That means you are using a generic response and you are modifying it, trying to personalize it, trying to integrate your syllabus into it somehow, but it will not give you a very personalized response. That's the first limitation. The second limitation is that when you're using these AI tools, you don't have a lot of control over the sources of the responses. From where did it pick the response, the information? Is it an authentic, reliable source? Can you trust that platform? Because you're using it for the educational purpose, right? In the educational setup, we cannot use something which is not coming from a reliable source. Because a lot of times if the source is incorrect, the answer will also be incorrect, the response will be incorrect, right? So we don't have a lot of control over the sources of the response. Is that source appropriate for the educational context? We don't know that. Third reason is that it creates inaccurate and wrong information also. It hallucinates. AI tools can hallucinate. It can give inaccurate response information without actually verifying it. You always need to cross-check because AI gives inaccurate responses. So these are some of the limitations that you see, that you will face in using these tools. Is there a solution to it? Yes. In fact, all of these platforms give you the solution. All of these platforms have a solution to all of these three problems. The problem is called creating the custom versions of these AI tools, creating the mini versions. Have you all used Gemini? Have you noticed there's an
Yes.
option of gems on the left-hand side?
There are options of Flash 3.0,
Those
like
are the
these.
models. Okay, they are called LLMs. They are the models that you can use to modify the quality of the responses. There is an option on the left-hand side which is called gems. Okay, if you're using Claude, there's an option on the left-hand side which is called projects. If you use ChatGPT, there's an option on the left-hand side which is called GPTs. All of
GPT,
these
yes, yes.
platforms, yes, all of these platforms give this feature. Claude gives it for free. Gemini gives it for free. ChatGPT doesn't give it for free. So all of these platforms, if you use Grok, it gives you an option of projects again. So all of these give you this option. If you don't see it, that's because maybe in the settings you've not enabled it, but mostly it comes automatically. If it doesn't, there's a way out. Okay, you can just ask for the steps. How do I get gems on the left-hand side? It gives you the steps. It comes under the setting button. So all of these allow you to create a mini version. When you create a mini version, you actually train the AI tool to generate personalized responses where the responses are grounded to your sources. So you have 100% control over the sources. You train it with your resources. Let's say you want to build a tool which will create question papers. Now those question papers will be based on the textbooks. The question papers need to follow the exact same format for which you'll upload 10-20 question papers that you had created. That would be data. That's called training it. How does AI work? AI has a massive amount of data and it gives you the responses from there. Here, you give the data. You train AI. You create a custom version of AI. Okay, so you give data. What's data? Data would include all the, textbooks. It would include all the notes, all the documents, resources, files. It would include all the samples. Like, let's say it's for lesson planning. So you'll upload 10-15 lesson plans over there. So it gets trained. It knows exactly what you need. That's what training AI is called. And you have to do it once. It's going to save a lot of time because there are things for which we come to AI tools very often. Let's say lesson planning. Week में एक बार दो बार आप आ रहे हो AI tool पे to create lesson plans. Don't start from scratch. Build an AI tool which knows everything about your organizational requirements. It knows about your curriculum. It knows about the syllabus. It knows about your style. It knows about your format. It knows everything. So when you give a prompt, generate a lesson plan based on chapter 5. It has the textbook. It has all the relevant information. It creates it in a second. And that would be exactly what you need. That is available for free. These things are there. It has been there. So teachers don't have that much time to actually do all of those research and to be able to use all that. You going to ChatGPT and directly writing the prompt, but that's not how you will be getting the high quality responses. So the solution they have already given it, it's there. It's just that you have not tried it as of now. So we have done all the research for you guys, right? Next, I'm going to move on to the outline. There are a lot of things that you learn, but of course, time will not allow us to show those interesting resources. But I'll straight away move on to the course outline. What all are we going to cover in this program? So starting with the first module where you'll understand the basic of artificial intelligence, you will understand the subsets or some terms, some key AI terms that is important for you to know, like machine learning, deep learning, what's generative AI, how does generative AI work, what are the limitations and challenges of AI, how do you evaluate the responses, that you get from AI? What is the best way to evaluate? What is the best way? How do you, use critical thinking skills and use AAA framework to evaluate and verify the information? That's a skill that you need to learn. That's a skill that you need to teach your students as well in this AI-enabled world. Next is the topic, which is mastering the chatbots and the techniques of writing prompts. So I told you art of writing prompt is one of the most important skills, right? Next, you will be learning about all of these different platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, Meta, whatever it is. We will be covering all of those, and we will be comparing what tool you should prefer for which kind of material, or what is your requirement. Based on that, you will be able to compare all of these tools. Some has got certain features for free, some is better for certain things. For example, ChatGPT is very good for creative responses. If you want to write an article, if you want to write an email, if you want to write a story, if you want to generate an academic content, if you want to generate content for your presentation, ChatGPT is very good. But when it comes to accuracy of the responses, Gemini is better. When it comes to vibe coding, Gemini is better. When it comes to getting verified information, Gemini is better. When it comes to coding, or when it comes to data analysis, when it comes to some higher use cases, then Claude is better. So all of these different tools have got their own strengths. Okay. So you will be learning how to compare all of them and which tool to use when. Next module is on vibe coding, one of my favorite topics. I love vibe coding. In this session, it's going to be completely hands-on. You will be learning how to create interactive quizzes, assessments, lessons, simulations. You'll be learning how to create games, applications, worksheets, quizzes, interesting classroom activities, 3D models, all of these things. You will be learning how to build all of those things from scratch with the help of prompting using all these different platforms, and it's going to be very, very interesting. Next, we have a session on creating custom versions of these AI tools. So I was just talking about GEMs and GPTs. So you will learn how to customize these AI tools to get responses that aligns with your educational board, your syllabus, your curriculum, and you can create custom AI tools for your students as well. Like you can create a personalized tutoring app or a tool for your students where your students can get responses from their textbook. They can use it for learning. You can use it for, different purposes. You can use it for lesson planning, curriculum designing, whatever. So that is the next topic. Next module number 5 is on creating engaging multimedia content. So creating educational videos, multimedia content to engage your students, short movies, infographics, mind maps, presentations, worksheets, audio stories, images, comics, flowcharts, mind maps, all of those things we'll cover in this session. Next topic is enhancing assessment and feedback. So how can you, use it for formative and summative assessment? What are the different strategies? How can you create, assignments using AI? How can you create assessment tools? How can you create rubric and integrate that with the assignment? How can you use it to evaluate your students and create detailed reports and feedback, and creating, let's say certificates or creating badges for them based on their performance as part of the feedback? Okay, then how can you create AI resistant assignments where your students will not be able to use AI, and assignments where students are using AI, but that's not a problem, because now in this AI world, you cannot expect your students not to use AI for their homeworks and assignments. Okay, you cannot just expect them to do their assignments on their own. And if you're still designing your assignments and homeworks, expecting that students would do that on their own, you will end up evaluating AI work. As simple as that. Even the tops, the toppers in the class, the best students in the class are going to take the help of AI. So now it's time that you design your assignments in a different way. You understand that, okay, students have AI at their home and it's free, it's available for them. So how can I change the kind of work that I give to them? How I can allow them to use AI, and how I can ensure that they're using it for something meaningful, how they're using it to learn rather cheat. Okay, so that is a very, very important topic in today's world, right? So this topic we will be covering in the program. Then in case you're giving such kind of an assignment where students can use AI and you don't want them to, you will have to use AI detectors, although that's not a foolproof solution, but we will still, see some tools that can detect AI usage. Next is AI for data analysis, a very, very important topic, because when it comes to personalizing the learning experience, you need to learn how to collect and manage data about your students. You need to understand how can you use AI for data analysis, for grading, for data cleaning, complex formula generation, complex Excel functions. How can you use AI to predict the future performance of your learners? How can you use AI and data analysis to personalize the learning experience? How else do you start the personalization, the process, what is the starting step? You guys tell me, like, if you've ever tried to personalize the learning experience for your learners, what's the first thing that you need to do? You need to have information about your students, right? You need to do some surveys, you need to create notes about your students.
The
Am I
learning
right?
intentions, challenging, differentiation, learning intentions.
Yes. So
How
you
much
need
challenge
to,
can they? Yeah.
sorry ma'am, please come again. Please come again.
How much challenge it can be, like challenging it should be for all three categories of children.
That's simply, dividing your students
Average
into,
or below average.
yes. So based on their performance, the academics, you're talking about their academics, and based on their performance, dividing them into three groups. But let's not limit it to that. There is a lot more when it comes to personalizing the students' experience. For example, let's say you need to teach your students, you're a math teacher and you want to teach them the topic, the perimeter and area, let's say. Okay. So when it comes to personalization, you can use information about your students. Like, you know that your students love playing. Most of the students in your classroom are, love playing sports. Some like basketball, some like football, some like badminton. So you can change the entire lesson for them. You can create a material for them, and you can use their likes and dislikes over there. So the examples, the explanation that is going to be used for a child who loves playing cricket, okay, we will be using that example to do that. So just writing a prompt that these are 5 students in my class who love playing cricket, and I want to explain this concept to them using multimedia content, using quizzes, using interactive material, using, give me exemplars, give me real world situations. I want them to learn about this concept of perimeter and area with the help of cricket as a theme, because that's something that my students would relate, because they love playing cricket. There are 10 students in my class who love playing basketball. I would use that information. So the information is the key. You need to have data. You need to have information about your students, about their likes, dislikes, hobbies, background, everything. So once you maintain that kind of data, you will be able to analyze that data. You will be able to use that data to personalize the resources for them, to make it more relatable, to make it more relevant for them. They would enjoy doing that, and they'll really like that effort from the teacher as well. So let's take it to the next level. Right? We know that we divide our students into 3 levels based on their academics, their scores, and everything. Right? Let's do something more than that when we are using AI, and it's just a matter of half an hour to 45 minutes. But you can create pre-classroom, post-classroom material for students, which they can go home and they can go through and they can learn, using a theme that they really like. Then next is this topic in detail, which is after we've done the data analysis, we'll go into detail about personalization and differentiated learning. Okay, how can AI support personalized learning? By adapting content, activities, and supporting based on your students' need. Learn how to create differentiated lesson plans, worksheets, practice tasks, learning resources for different ability levels, exploring how AI can identify learning gaps, strengths, pace, and progress. Then next module is on AI for task automation. How can you automate an entire flow of work? So entire automation is something that you will be learning. As teachers, you spend a lot of time or you doing these repetitive academic and administrative tasks. So we will be teaching you how can you automate the entire flow. Okay. Which I'll give you a small example. Like, let's say you are using Google Classroom and you've given an assignment to your students through Google Classroom, where your students need to, let's say, do the assignment on a Google Doc. ठीक है? Doc पे बच्चे ने करा and they submit the assignment through Google Classroom. ठीक है? I am, if you have ever tried Google Classroom, it's a simple tool. Students can easily do assignments and they can submit it through Google Classroom. The entire evaluation and the process of creating report for the students, sending emails to them with their reports, that is something that you can automate. I'll tell you, starting from the submission, assignment आपने create करा, आपने rubric create करा, आपने बच्चे को दिया. Now, starting from evaluation of the assignment, that's going to be done by AI. Creating a detailed report with the feedback on a Google Doc, that will be done by AI. Adding the entire report and the link and their scores in a data sheet, done by AI. Sending email to the student or the parent along with the report, detailed report on their performance, that will be done through AI. So entire evaluation, report generation, sending emails, giving out the report cards, everything done by AI. That's automation. AI is doing things on behalf of you. That is something that you'll learn in this program. Next is AI for lesson planning and innovative teaching. Okay, so understand how AI platforms can assist in like there are a lot of platforms which are completely created for educators. For example, Magic School, very, very popular. Almanac, EduAid, Magic School, DFID, School AI, right? QReport. So many platforms are there which is completely designed for educators. That is something we'll cover in this topic. Next, we have promoting ethical AI practices and students, very, very important. Learn these strategies to foster ethical and responsible use of AI, critical thinking skills, digital citizenship, data privacy, and data protection. Next module is AI in classroom management and administrative work. Again, a lot of administrative work that you're doing, we will be able to automate that. We have a topic, these are some distance learning topic where we will be giving you some amazing prompts for AI for social media and branding. If you're someone who has their own educational institution, a coaching institution, or you have your own organization, you need to learn how to expand, or how do you create your online presence with AI, creating engaging posts, videos, visual content, social media things. So that is something that we will be sharing over here. AI for professional development. In this session, you'll learn how to create your resume using AI. How do you create your digital portfolio? How do you use it to practice for your interviews? How do you practice presentation, delivering presentations, or delivering classes? How do you get feedback? Everything, AI for professional development. AI for developing 21st century skills. Okay, how can you use AI to develop critical, important 21st century skills like critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, problem solving. Okay, then the last one is case study and success, and successful AI adoption in school. So this is the detailed outline of the training program of the Advanced AI course for educators. Now, apart from this, all of this, you will also be getting masterclasses, okay, free masterclasses. And in these masterclasses, you will be learning how to integrate AI into different subjects like languages, mathematics, science, social science, preschool. We also give a session on updated AI features. Even after you've completed the course, you will be getting invite to join these sessions where you can learn about the new and updated features, because as you know, AI keeps evolving, right? Certificates that you will be earning after the end of the program. Firstly, you will be becoming a government approved AI certified educator. And this is the certification, Future Skill Prime, in collaboration with NASSCOM and Government of India via Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. This is going to be issued by the government, and you will have to appear for an exam. And you will also be receiving 2,500 rupees incentive after clearing this exam. So we will be there. We will give you step-by-step guidance on how do you appear for the exam, how do you clear the exam. Everything will be taken care, and you will be able to get the 2,500 rupees incentive as well. The government is going to give that. Next certificate that you're going to get is the global certificate. It is issued by Google, presented by Up Educators, and it validates your skill in using Google Gemini generative AI tool in teaching, instructions, and productivity workflow. This is Google Gemini Academy certificate. It's a global certificate. The next one is Intel Skill for Innovation certificate. And this is also a global certificate. It's issued by Intel, a globally respected credential that shows you've mastered AI and innovation competencies aligned with industry standards. Next is the Up Educator certificate. This is also something that you'll get. We will be issuing this certificate for completion of this entire 30-hour program. Okay. Next, we have the course details. So the sessions are going to be completely live and hands-on. It's going to be interactive and hands-on. You'll be getting assignments. You'll be getting one-to-one mentor. You will mentor support. You will be getting curated course material. You will be getting Up Educators AI platform. You will be getting subject-wise masterclasses for free. The batch size, we will ensure that the batch size is limited. So for better discussions, you will be getting international certifications and government certificate. You will be getting the class recordings for every session, 1 year access to all the class recordings, 1 year access to the entire program. You will have the session timing is going to be 8:30 to 10 twice in a week. Okay, the session is going to start in this week only, like towards the end of this month we'll start a new batch, and the set days are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 10, if you enroll within a week, because we are about to start a batch now, and otherwise you have to wait for the next month batch. This month we're going to just about start a batch in a week. So if you enroll, you will be getting the sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 10 p.m. and there are going to be 12 sessions. Okay. Course fee. So the course fee is going to be 9,900, including GST, but 2,500, government incentive you're getting. So that would be a refund for all of you. So there's 9,900, all of these sessions, 12 sessions for the program, plus masterclasses, you will be getting for 9,900, including GST, with 2,500 rupees refund after completion of the NASSCOM future skill certification, the government certification. All right, so that's all. I'll be sharing the link of the certificate with all of you right now in the chat. If you want to take a screenshot and connect with somebody from Up Educators, you can take a screenshot right now.
Thank you.
All right, now I'll just share the certificate link with everyone. Let me just stop sharing.
Ma'am, please share the screenshot again.
One second. I'll just share it. Let me just share the certificate link first. All right, so I've shared the certificate link. Please fill out the details. Correctly, and in 5 to 10 minutes, you will receive your certificate in your email. Okay, and I'll just share the details in the chat for Ms. Malvika. You can connect with her if you have any further queries. I'm sharing that detail also in the chat. I've shared the phone number and her email ID. You can also visit upeducators.com for all the other details. Any queries? Anything that was not clear? All right, so I'll be ending the session in next 2 minutes. So please quickly click on the link. Okay, you need to ensure that you have that link. You can fill it out, provide the correct name and email ID, and the email ID that you'll add here, like you'll give here. On the same email ID, you'll get your certificate. Don't forget to check your spam, promotion, updates, and everything. Unless you get your certificate, don't close the link, okay? Keep the link with you. Once you get the certificate, then you close it. All right?
Ma'am, excuse me,
Yes.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
please send this link in WhatsApp group also.
Sorry, ma'am, can't do that because this certificate is only given to people who attend the entire workshop. So since you are here, we can share it with you, but in the group, there are a lot of people who did not attend it. So we can't share it in the group, right?
Ma'am, I can't see that link.
Chat is there I have shared it in the chat. For others, is it visible? Did you open that link?
Ma'am,
Did you all open that link?
this link which you have shared for certificate, this is for which certificate, ma'am?
This is just a participation certificate that you attended this 1 hour workshop. webinar, sorry.
Which link is link? There are 3 links here. Visit.
I'll share it once. I've shared it again, see.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Chan.
Yes, I've received it. Thank you.
Just wait, ma'am.
Welcome. So people who've received it, you can now, you're free to go. Thank you so much for taking out time for this session. So I'll see you if you enroll in the program. Bye-bye.
Ma'am, the video was getting stuck when you was playing it. So it was because of the class or
Yeah, because
generally
maybe no. Generally doesn't happen. They are all downloaded in my laptop, so it doesn't. Nothing like that happens. Just it's a you have an MP4 file on your laptop. It's just like that. So it doesn't happen. Maybe because of internet. Was it breaking for everyone else? The video when I was playing it.
It was breaking, ma'am. In between, it was breaking.
Okay. The internet connectivity could be the reason. For me, it wasn't breaking. For me, it was completely smooth.
So, ma'am, in this course, you will be giving us giving us all the prompts you
Yeah.
show us, like.
Yeah.
So the all prompts will be given
You would
in
not
this course.
need our prompts. We will be giving you, but you will yourself learn how
Yes,
to
we will
build
also
those
create
things. Okay.
ourselves.
So prompts are, I'll tell you very honestly, everybody has a unique use case. Everybody has a unique requirement. Okay. So, if you ask for prompts, I can guarantee you it will not be that useful for you. We will share those prompts, but
But we can also
ultimately
change
you
them.
will build your own prompts, because what works for me might not work for you, might not work for your
Yes.
requirements. So we will be teaching that skill to you. The prompts we will be giving you, but of course you need to learn how to build your own prompts, because everybody has their unique use cases, their unique students, their unique, every learned organization has their own requirements and
Can
things
we
like that. So
can we also download the classes after the recorded sessions?
recordings we give, but we don't allow downloading the recordings. We can watch the recordings after the sessions. Yes.
But if we want after 1 year, we want those recordings.
No, we don't do that. You cannot download our recordings. No, none of the platforms would allow you to download it, because then you can share it with anyone, right? So nobody allows that.
Humble request, ma'am.
Yes.
There's one request. When these webinars are conducted, if there is a clarity what exactly the webinar would be, because just to understand that we have to join another course to learn all this. If there is a clarity on this, we may join or we may not join. Correct? That would have
Ma'am, when I started the session, immediately I said this is a webinar on the advanced AI course by UP Educators. I shared the outline also of the entire session, where I said that I will be sharing details about the advanced AI course. I will be talking about the syllabus. I will be talking about the certification. I will be talking about the fee structure. I said in the beginning, this is a 1-hour webinar on the advanced AI course for educators by UP Educators. So this is not a masterclass or a workshop. This was just a webinar on the course, okay, where you get the details of the advanced AI course. And
ma'am.
maybe
Yeah.
you joined late, I don't know, but in the beginning only I shared this, ma'am.
Okay, no, even the messages or even when we joined the group, it only spoke about webinar. It didn't specify what exactly is going to happen. That is one concern I thought I should put up. If there is a clarity, those who are interested, they will stay on for 1 hour. Otherwise,
Right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I'll just convey this to the backend team. Yeah.
Query, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm also pursuing one more course that's called CIDTL from UP
Okay.
Educators.
Okay.
So I think so it's going to clash. So
It's going to clash. I mean, what
Because-
are the days for that session? Like on
that
which
I
days you
still
have
have
it?
to, look for.
You have
And
already enrolled
I
in the
still have to
CIDTL?
get that. I am going to enroll, ma'am. It's going to start on
So
13th of August.
So you can ask about that, about what are the days. In fact, I don't know, either in CICTL or CIDTL, in one of the courses, advanced AI course is going to be a part of it. Like you will not have to buy it separately. So I am not sure
Yeah,
about
that's
in
why I'm
which one.
asking because it's
हाँ.
all-
तो आप in case you're
it's in
going for a course
CIDTS.
where CIDT, I mean there are two courses. I don't know in which one they have combined the AI course. You can connect with your counselor for this. But if you go for that one, you don't have to buy this AI course. You will any which ways get it. Like it's a part of that course.
Okay.
So you will get it anyways. तो आपको अलग से नहीं ये 9,900 you
Right.
don't have to pay. So just confirm with your counselor कि दोनों में से कौन से वाले में है. Because एक में तो है I'm sure.
ठीक.
Okay, anything else? All right, so I am going to end the session now. Thank you so much for taking out time for the session. Bye-bye, good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Welcome, bye, good night.